Hey, morning. Tamiya Cup is over. I'm now back with tuning our Tamiya TT01. So last time, in our modified class race with 20 racers, our low CG TT01 was able to win by a good margin over a Mugen MTC2, X and Yokomo and X-Rays. And to take it one level further in terms of trying to go faster, I'm doing making it ultra lightweight, so low CG and then make it lighter. And now it's around 1060 grams, so let's look at it. Yep, 1060 grams, and here it is. Shorty pack, around 150 grams, and the big difference is a 380 sized motor, 8.5 turn, 95 grams. And then I made a carbon shaft, only 5 grams. Aluminums are around 11 or 14 grams. Plus all the other lightweight stuff I did in the prior video. But these two will reduce weight quite a bit. And then of course, low CG shocks from X-Ray. Yeah, so it's now down to, without the body, it's 996. Really light. Or yeah, so it's on the track. So I spent 2 Sundays. Initially it was slower because I guess it was lighter and not enough, less traction. But when our track grip went pretty high and the cars were traction rolling, it actually went 2/10 faster than the prior configuration with a 17.5 motor, and I think the weight at that time is probably around 1300 grams. So lightweight for sure is faster if the grip is high, because then you have enough traction to move the car faster. So it corners, it's more agile. It's just, even with the small motor, it was running same speed as those running 5.5 turns. Our track is small, but yeah. So this thing has good power, yeah, for a small 380 sized motor. And I think maybe the hobby should go this way. Instead of going 21.5 weak motors but 160 grams, that's just excess weight. Maybe we should design our cars to just have smaller motors with lower wind to control the power. Then you have lighter weight cars. We can use lighter batteries, low capacity light batteries. We don't have to charge them 40 amps or 20 amps just to get power. Yeah, I can probably drop another 20 grams, remove the fan, lighter ESC. But yeah, I think this is good enough. This is probably the last thing I'm gonna do with the TT01. Maybe. Until I'm not satisfied and go further. I also replaced the diff with the TT02. They're a direct fit and they're much lighter than the TT01 gear diffs. The rest are still stock. You know, I still use the stock dog bones. I use the single piece upper arms, so I cannot adjust camber. but it's very fast on our track. It's tuned specifically to go fast on our track. My daughter initially was depressed when I tell her she's gonna race a TT01. But now when I ask her, what car do you want to play this Saturday or whatever, and she goes, the TT01. It's just very agile, nimble around our technical mall track. And now it's super lightweight. It's really fun to drive. It feels really light, Yeah, it's now agile, even more agile. Yeah, that's it. Nothing special except for those mods that I've done so far. Yeah, I was thinking of building my own touring car, but that's just too much of an endeavor. So I just decided, why not take a good basic design like a TT01, a cheap car, and then see what. Basically it's lower the CG and lighten the weight. That's what I see in terms of improving designs, and easy to lower the. It was easy to lower the weight. Took some thinking, but just put a set screw into the bulkhead and then put on super short shocks. I think these are 45 middle to middle X-ray. And then just make carbon shafts, so carbon hinge pins here, carbon shaft, and then make the electronics as light as possible. Small motor. I don't know, I just fitted it. The motor mount doesn't fit a small motor, so I use the two adjacent screws at the bottom, and then I forget what pinion I used and what. I think I'm using a 58 and a pinion of I think 22, and then I use a lower screw, and then it just somehow the mesh fit properly. If you have a TT02, I think the TT02 has a 380 motor mount, so that would be easy on a TT02 to do this. Yeah, so yeah, lower the CG, lighter weight, and just tune the ride height, front to rear, tune the springs, shock oil. Oh, to make it nimble, more agile, I only use 300 weight oil here and 200 weight oil here. Lighter on the rear, because when the front turns, the rear has to catch up. So if I want them to roll at the same time, I want the rear to be more reactive, and so I use a lighter oil for it to catch up to the front and roll at the same time. I'm always trying to get the car to roll, have a balanced roll to get the corner speed. That's always my goal, and the easy way sometimes is just to twist the shock collars. So the fine-tuning the ride height, sometimes it's like 1/8 of a turn on the shock collar makes a big difference on the lap time and corner speed. So put the car on the track, and then it's either I just run it, then turn the collar one way or the other to raise or lower it to get the correct roll. Then it's a big effect already. Alright, so hope you like this. In terms of body, of course, we use the lightest we can find. Twister, ultra lightweight, and they are around, I think, 60 grams this body. If I can just get it, yeah, it's around 60 grams, pretty lightweight. Body is important, it's on top, so if you can get the body as light as possible, you already get a lot of performance gain. Unfortunately, they break easily, but that's the price of racing. Alright, cheers.